the section?
Okay, Jay, thank you for sitting down talking to the Teekie and Sonja Show. Happy birthday to you!
I'm saying happy birthday to me,
guys. But you know, I had a little caffeine earlier, so that's what I'm So how old are you?
38.
Are you serious?
38 hot out here.
You're 38?
38.
All right, well, I'm 42, so.
Okay, then. So, what you saying?
You got
You know what I'm talking about?
about?
All right. What you saying, man?
I'm not saying that. Okay, in watching the interview, I learned that you were a preacher kid. I never knew your mom that you grew up as a preacher kid.
Yeah, PK all day.
PK. So when you decided to go R&B, how did your mother feel about that?
It took about 5 years in of the success and all of that for me to actually ask her. And that's another reason why I didn't go so hard when I first came out, because I was like, my mom gonna have to answer questions or whatever. And so then people start asking her like, well, how you preaching and your son talking about sex? And she was like, but that's just his career. Like, that's what it is. Like, at the end of the day, he's not saying go do this or go do that. He's just talking about love and love making. You know, it's like we go to church, but we still make love, right?
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So.
Now, when we were on the red carpet, a lot of people were talking about Biggie.
Okay.
And I heard Dream wrote that for you.
Yeah.
And I did not know that Chris Brown wanted to sing it, so I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I love that. So,
he's like, you know what, I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to leave that one alone.
So when you first heard that, though, when you first had, did you know that was going to be your it song?
Honestly, no. We already had Be With Me out. Had the video to Be With Me out. And it was one of those situations where it's like, we're ready to put the album out, but we just need that one song. Because, you know, we put out Be With Me. I traveled with that for like a year.
Okay.
So the label was like, you got an album, but we just need that one record. And so Dream basically presented it to us, and it just so happens my whole label was in town that night. So everybody came to the studio. I was at home. You know what I mean? And they said, bro, you got to come down to the studio and record this song. I was like, all right. Got down there. Heard it. It was done 4 hours later.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And it is one of my favorites, along with Suffocate.
All right.
It's yours.
Okay.
It is yours.
Okay.
It is yours.
Right. Grab my body there, girl. You know what I'm talking about.
Now, another thing I learned that I did not know, that you were accepted into Morehouse and Clark.
Yeah.
So, if you did not take this journey in life and you went to college, what would you have studied?
I was going to study music, actually.
Really?
Yeah. That's the only reason why I ended up not going.
Okay.
Because I didn't have anything else in my mind that I wanted to do other than music. And I was like, well, if I go to school, I'm going to end up being a teacher. I didn't want to be a teacher. I didn't want to teach music.
Right.
I wanted to do music. So, you know, I went to my mom. And I was scared, too. I was like, how am I going to tell her I don't want to go to school? You know what she told me? She said, I don't care what you do, get a job. You can't just sit home. You got to get a job. So I got a job, kept working on my craft and with my group. And it happened.
She gave you her blessings. She did. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay. Now, I also learned that you were in a group.
Yeah.
And we hear a lot about the music industry. When you're in a group, they always come and want that one person to go solo.
Yep.
Was that hard for you? And did you get any backlash when you left?
It was very hard for me. That's one. But I did everything possible that I could to get the group on. And I actually called a meeting, and I sat them down and I said, hey, listen, it's not happening. We've been together for 5-6 years. It's not happening. I can't do this for another 5 or 6 years.
Right.
I said, we're going to do this last meeting. If nothing happens, then I'm gonna go solo. Just so happens that last meeting never happened.
So that was your sign.
That was my sign.
That was it.
You know, and so I went solo, and 9 months later, we did that for a year. 9 months later, I was signed by myself. So, you know, I got backlash from one of the guys in the group, but I think it was just because he was just a tone in the group.
Okay.
You know, me and my other guy, he played instruments. He taught me how to do Pro Tools and all of that, and he was just there. So he was the only one that was upset. My other guy, he's out there. He plays for Shantae Moore now. And,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, he
so
never gave up, just like I never gave up.
Right.
You know,
Still, okay. All right. Now, I'm listening to another interview as well. I was studying. Now, your round 2 album, I heard when you said when you decided that you wanted to push the album.
Yeah.
I guess it didn't perform as you wanted it to because the label did not get behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, what made you want to push it on your own instead of allowing the label to do it?
Well, no, they still had to push it because I was still signed to them.
Okay.
But what it was is I got to the point of I'm ready. A lot of people don't know what their contracts mean, and they don't know what rights they have within the music industry according to the contract. So basically, I just said, all right, I'm ready. And they was like, well, what song does he have? And that's when we put out It's Yours. And they was like, oh, like I recorded my entire second album at home.
Really?
Yeah. And like if you look at the credits, they all say Church Boy Studios. Recorded by Nam Grimes.
Church Boy Studios.
Yeah. I engineered it. I provided the studio for it. They ended up cutting me a check. Cause I said, yo, you know, we didn't do a studio budget. So cut me a check. So now at this point, I'm saying, y'all can't even have the album unless you cut me a check. You gotta pay me for my studio. You know, and they didn't think that I was working. Because they weren't even gonna try to get behind me to record the second album. You know, because I was one of those artists that was so knowledgeable about my rights in the industry that they didn't want to hear it. Like I wasn't a young guy. Even when I was in my group, I'm the reason why we got in and out of contracts. I'm the one that always read the fine print. You know.
And that goes into one of my other questions because we hear about a lot that goes on in the music industry where a lot of people are effed out of their contract, just messed up.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to an aspiring upcoming artist, you know, about it getting into this business?
Perfect your craft, and you might have a niche, or you might have anything that, like, oh, people like you could be famous. Okay, but past that, read the contracts. You know, familiarize yourself with how the contracts work, and what's your in, what's your out, what do you owe people, what do you don't owe people. Well, like, familiarize yourself with who does what, because that'll help you in the long run. I don't owe nobody no money. I don't owe nobody no budgets back. None of that. I've always, you know, my music always made their budgets back. Okay. So I don't owe anybody anything. But that's how a lot of people end up messed up in the game when they have their downtime. Because every artist has a downtime, from the Jay-Z's on down. Okay. You know how you gonna get out of that rut. You know what I mean?
Now, I was shocked about this one. One of my favorite shows, I was informed, I heard that you were approached to play Jamal Lyons. I didn't know. Do you have any acting experience?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, at the time I had just finished my first movie, School of Hard Knocks. Rest in peace to Trine Anderson. He wrote and directed it. He was also the writer on State Property 1, State Property 2. And in the process of us doing the movie, his mom died, and then in turn, he died like a year later.
Mm.
Now, I don't know if it was heartbreak or whatever it was, but...
It could have been, because it's true,
and,
it happens.
So by that time, you know, I hired a new PR person, shouts out to Biff, and we just said, you know, if you come across anything, acting or whatever, just bring it to me. So he brought it to me, and he was like, man, I got something for you, but I know you're not going to do it.
Right.
And I was like, man, just tell me what it is. Like, you don't know if I'm going to do it or not. He said, well, they about to do a new show. And they already got the rest of the cast. But they want you to play one of the sons. But the only thing is the son is gay. You know. And I don't have anything, like, I'm not homophobic or anything like that. But I know Fox. And I was like, they going to push the envelope.
Push the envelope.
They're gonna push it.
Right.
And I was like, nah, it's cool, I'll pass. And I only passed because I have 2 daughters and I had sons.
Yeah.
And it's hard to explain to your kids.
Yeah. That it's
just acting.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just felt like it wasn't the right thing for me at the time.
Okay, well this is my last question. Holiday music group. That's your label, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the ideal artist for a holiday music group?
The ideal artist? Man, I got a few. I actually got a few that I'm looking at right now. But the ideal artist for me is an artist that is like kind of like after the same passion and everything that I have. It's not about just being famous. It's just about saying, I want to do it. I know this is what I want to do. You know, I'm not doing it to get famous. I'm not doing it to take care of nobody. I'm not doing it to make the money. I'm doing it because this is the only thing that I can think about day in and day out. You know, that's my ideal artist. You have so many different types of artists. Right. I can't say specifically which one is the right one.
Okay.
But you know, once they get into it, once they start it, you know.
Okay. So we have a lot of talent in Arkansas. So if someone is looking to join Holiday Music Group, what they need to do?
They gotta sing me happy birthday tonight. Yeah.
Happy birthday. Okay.
Oh, I'm calling somebody else tonight. Because I'm usually the one that sings happy birthday to somebody in the crowd.
Oh, so you want me to sing tonight?
Hey, don't do it. I will call you out.
Don't do it.
Nope.
Well,
all right, cool. I done found my happy birthday lady. Yeah.
No. Well, thank you for sitting down talking to us
problem.
tonight. Have a good night. Happy birthday again.
Thank you so much.
Can I get a hug?
You can, baby.
All right, go eat your chicken.
Yeah.